Welcome back, humble traders, to the technical breakdown on Johnson & Johnson, ticker symbol JNJ. Before we begin, remember take a second to give the video a like and subscribe as you really help out the channel. Do note that I do not provide any buy or sell calls, but focus on potential traps laid out by the market makers. Without further ado, let's take a look at Johnson & Johnson. So as you can see, just yesterday we had either yesterday or 2 days ago, we had our earnings release, and it seems that the market took it quite positively. However, on closer inspection, you can see that this is not a very nice looking green candle. You can see that the shadow above it is quite high, so it shows that the signs of selling pressure. So it means that the big boys may have already sold some of their positions. That being said, we can look at some of the wave patterns that it has created thus far. So you can see that this was the initial wave up. This was the first wave up all the way up to around this high of 172, and the low was around 155. So this was the first wave up, and then the second wave, it seems that we already have hit this particular target for this Johnson & Johnson. You can see that this wave up here has already hit this wave target. So there may be a limited upside ahead for Johnson & Johnson. However, if you see that there was this corrective wave that came down here, so this may imply that the correction may have already taken place. And if you do the projection up, we may see Johnson & Johnson heading to 190 zones for the last particular target for this counter. So 190 zone may have seen more upside for this Johnson & Johnson. However, we want to see some follow through for this particular trading day, because if there's no follow through and then we start breaking down this particular resistance here, this was a previous resistance, so I expect it to turn support. So this has to turn support in the perhaps tonight or even tomorrow's trading session. And this resistance here at around 180, around 179, 180, this particular support here cannot break down. If this was to break down, then things will turn pretty ugly unless we are able to consolidate like something like this, having a corrective wave like this. Okay, take a look at the monthly charts. The monthly charts tells us that we may be slightly overstretched, and there may be a pullback coming soon. You can see that every time we try to go too far away from this blue line, this is the conversion line. Every time we go too far away, we tend to snap back down. So once again, we go back too far away from the blue line, we will snap back down to the blue line. And once we go too far, we'll snap back down. Sometimes even touching the red baseline as well. So you can see the Johnson & Johnson now currently is quite far away from the blue line. So there may be one more final stretch to 190 before we snap back down to this blue line here that is currently located at 170. Likewise, this red line here, this red baseline is currently at 147, so it's still quite far away unless we have perhaps like a massive correction or market crash, then potentially we may be heading to these levels here. So yeah, on the MACD, from the money chart, it still looks good, even though it's pretty weak. And on the daily MACD, let's take a look at the daily MACD. So you can see that the daily MACD it still looks trying to turn back up for the blue line, cutting above the orange line once again. So yes, Johnson & Johnson perhaps have limited upside. In the event that it were to really go up once again, then we may be looking at around just slightly above 190. So if there's any changes, I'll give you guys an update. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to subscribe as you keep the uptrend channel intact. Leave a comment below if you have any stock take requests. Till we meet again, appreciate the manipulation.